For many of us, voting is an exciting opportunity to express our political opinions. But for those in Southwest Florida impacted by that devastating hurricane, Election Day may be looming, but it's taking a back seat to recovery. In places like Hillsborough County, mail ballots are soon on their way to voters as Election Day looms. But 120 miles south, Floridians have a different focus.
Just kind of been head down, clean up.
Just get to work. Yeah.
Work mode.
With so much loss and so much to do, Ian's destructive path will also likely hit turnout, political experts warn.
Voting will not be of the top consequence.
Dr. Susan McManus says it'll be especially bad if accommodations aren't made to help the traditionally Republican area cast ballots.
There's no one that takes joy from people not being able to vote because of a storm.
State and local officials say they're already working on ideas. Florida Secretary of State spending this week meeting with election supervisors in impacted counties like Lee, Charlotte, and Sarasota to come up with a plan.
And if there's any silver lining in this whole thing with Hurricane Ian, it's hit further out from the main election day than even, say, Michael.
Mark Early heads Florida's Election Supervisors Association. He says ballots and election equipment were largely unscathed, but Ian damaged a lot of precincts and displaced a whole bunch of people. He says the state is considering special voting centers, like what the Panhandle had post-Michael. They're essentially an extension of early voting, where residents can get the proper ballot regardless of where they live in a county.
I do expect that will be part of the solution without a doubt, certainly in Lee County and possibly in some other counties.
It would take an executive order from the governor. He sounded on board earlier this week, but said he wanted to keep November 8 as normal as, quote, humanly possible. Departure, he cautioned, could create problems. And speaking of problems, one we're hearing a lot is, what do people do if they've lost their ID and want to vote? Well, FDOT has set up a procedure for this. You can contact them for an expedited replacement, and they do have people at those disaster recovery centers that the state has set up. That's the latest out here in Tampa. I'm Forrest Saunders reporting.